Google's CEO Sundar Pichai said in May that web publishing is not dying. Nick Fox, VP of Search at Google, said in May that the web is thriving. But in a court document filed by Google on late Friday, Google's lawyers wrote, "The fact is that today, the open web is already in rapid decline." This is from a Search Engine Roundtable article. I believe this will have tremendous implications on search engine optimization and link building and authority signals and EAT signals and everything SEO. And this is something that I had been thinking about for a while. There are less and less people doing blogs, which means there's less backlink signals that Google is getting to indicate what content is important and what is not. And so as a result, this is my theory, Google has had to adjust its algorithm to find new authority signals. Back to the article, the fact is that today the open web is already in rapid decline, and the plaintiff's divestiture proposal would only accelerate that decline, harming publishers who currently rely on open web display advertising revenue. This statement seems to contradict what Google's top executive said just months ago, and agrees with what the open web community has been saying for several months now. So the open web, think news sites, blogs, recipe sites, forums, other independent publishers that anyone can access by typing in a URL or clicking through search. This is in contrast to closed ecosystems like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, Threads. An easy way to think about it is, can a site have display ads, or are ads sold and content distributed inside of the platform? Like buying ads on Instagram or buying ads on X versus buying display ads. And there's plenty of blogs that don't have display ads, but a blog still classifies as the open web. And Google is saying the open web is already in rapid decline. This decline means basically fewer websites existing. Google's algorithms were built on there being an abundance of link data. When something was cool, useful, or interesting, blogs would share it. They would share it, they would link to it. But because there's more closed ecosystems now, and because people are making content in ways that are harder to track attribution, like video, for example, I believe Google has had to become creative with authority signals and change things. I think backlinks are actually more important than they were before. I believe Google will look at links in YouTube descriptions, plain text links that aren't actually hyperlinked, more social links, links with no follow on them, brand mentions if people are actually searching the brand name in Google, or how active a website is. Is a site publishing a lot of content? Is that content in a specific niche? Does the site have a lot of visitors? All of these things, they're not traditional authority signals like backlinks are, but there's less and less sites that are linking to other sites. And so if you're making an algorithm that identifies useful content or important content, you need to find new ways to identify that content. User engagement signals as well, which is why Google made Chrome in the first place, which they just avoided selling. So what this is to me is, and I've been talking about this so much on this podcast and with guests. Steve Toth and I, we talked about it yesterday. Steve Toth, really legit SEO guy who came on yesterday's episode. If you are doing a more holistic marketing, that's really going to benefit your keyword targeting. If you're active on other channels, not just SEO, and you're using your website to very specifically target keywords that you care about, you're going to be getting traffic from other places, increasing top of mind awareness, while also having those keywords you're targeting rank well as an alternative to standard link building, where in the past you might build links that don't even bring a lot of traffic. But now you're doing things that get you traffic while also helping your site rank. I'm not saying don't do link building. I would still recommend things that I always talk about: directories, help a reporter out, source of sources, featured.com, podcasts, AI podcast matcher, content collaborations, all of these things. But I believe that Google's statement that the open web is in rapid decline gives more legitimacy to the belief that Google has to find its authority signals in places other than just backlinks. They've always been doing this, but I think they've become more lenient towards signals that they might not have considered in the past. Now, do I think this statement about the open web being in rapid decline, do I think it's a bad thing? Is there a reason to be worried here? Actually, funny enough, I think it's kind of a good thing for SEOs who know what's up, because there's less competition. As Steve Toth and I talked about yesterday, it's incredibly easy to influence ChatGPT, to influence Perplexity, to influence AI overviews. So there's less competition. People are going to do search, even if people move away from Google. And actually, Datos just came out with a study saying that I believe AI tools have I'm going to make an episode about this, but I think it's 0.65% market share compared to Google's 11% market share or something. So the amount of people actually going to AI tools versus traditional search is still really low. But if you're worried about people moving away from traditional search, it is really easy to influence AI. And you know how you do that? You do that with your website, or you could do that with press releases. But the website is actually the best place to do that. So I think this is good news for SEOs. It's good news for marketers, especially ones who are doing a more holistic marketing where you're targeting more marketing channels. And the amount of searchers are not changing. The amount of competitors are, which is so amazing. So that's what I wanted to share with you on this episode of the show. This is episode 799 of my daily digital marketing podcast. 799 days in a row doing this show. I'm recording on a lovely street in Europe now, drinking an Americano. It is so delicious. I'm feeling great. I hope you're feeling great too. If you want to learn how to do SEO in this field of shrinking competitors and target these keywords specifically that bring you money, that bring you paying customers, users, and warm leads, this is entirely what my 13.5-hour SEO course, Compact Keywords, is about. CompactKeywords.com. It's updated very regularly. I updated it just this morning. That's all for the show. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye now.